I'm just going to pull it up. And what are your initial thoughts about this? What's your first impressions?
My initial impressions are that it could be used to identify many anatomical structures in the heart, but from the looks of it specifically, you're trying to identify what is highlighted in the blue around here, like what particular tissue that is.
So how do you, does the layout bug you? Do you like certain things about it? Do you not like certain things about it?
I like the fact that it has colors and then it has multiple anatomical structures so that you could use it for, for example, you can see the valves. You can say, what is this in relation to that valve there? You could use that picture for many uses, although my real opinion on it would really be tailored to what it was used for. Because, if they ask me a question unrelated to the picture, doesn't matter how awesome the artwork is, it's still useless to me.
So if you were studying for an Anat and Phys test, I guess it would just be on the heart because that's what this is for. What do you think of it then?
Well, again, it depends on are they asking, if I was told to draw the flow of blood through the heart and draw arrows where would it go, I could use that picture. But it depends on what the picture's being used for. I'm sorry, this is kind of a bad answer to your question, it's really utterly dependent on what it's used for. If it's used as an anatomy teaching tool, great.
Okay.
Awesome. And you can do it for multiple things too. But it's useless in some other regards if I just haven't thought of them yet. So, but I like the picture. It's a nice picture. It just depends on what it's used for or what I'm being questioned on it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that actually helps. That's good feedback. Okay. So, can you identify what portion of the heart you're looking at right now?
Left ventricle, right ventricle. It's going to be your right atrium. Up here's going to be your left atrium. This is going to be your. These are going to be your pulmonary arteries because they're going to the lungs. These are going to be your. Not the pulmonary arteries. I forget what they're
the other
called.
Ones.
Yeah. You got your aorta. You've got your vena cava. You've got, I forget what exactly this is. You've got the Purkinje fibers. You got your tricuspid valves, your bicuspid valves. You've got a lot on there. I don't remember exactly all of it. It's been a while since I took the class, but I remember a lot of it.
So, based on what's on the screen, do you have, is it clear to you that it's showing you this part right here, or is that kind of
the highlighting
not clear?
really helps. If you highlight, for example, if you had that same color, right here where this valve is, I would know you're talking about that valve. If this said, what is this thing called? You should be able to figure that out, I would think. It's pretty, this is the thing we want you to know. The highlighting helps a great deal.
Okay, so is there anything indicating that, telling you what this is?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think it should anyway. You just got arrows. It doesn't say, except for the title right there, but it doesn't give you the answer. It tells you what you're looking at. I think that's what it's supposed to do.
So, do you know what it's showing you? Do you know what the highlighted part is based on this screen?
Epicardium.
Okay, perfect.
It's the most outer layer of the heart muscle, and that's what that is.
Okay, perfect. Just so you know, this is for a computer science class.
Okay, go for
so
it.
It's just
It's all right.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about the heart. So, okay. All right. So, are you familiar with Mac?
No.
Okay, I'm going to grab my mouse then really quick so it'll make it a little easier.
Right here. Take it out.
I've got this one too. It's already plugged into my computer. If you can handle purple.
Oh yeah. It's a majestic color.
Thank you for helping me, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you switch to the next part of the heart? Okay, perfect. And so let's say that you're working on your homework and you realize that you're on the wrong part of the heart. You need to be looking at the left common carotid
artery.
Carotid.
Right there.
So how would you approach that situation? So you're on the wrong part of the heart, and you need to be viewing the left common
carotid artery. Well, I mean, if you're taking this kind of a class, you can already see it, and you probably already know it. But I guess I would keep going till I saw the right thing highlighted, and not yet. Keep going. Now we're getting somewhere. There's the. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, so if I were to tell you to look for a certain section, so right now you're in the blood vessels, how would you go about getting back to the layers of the heart?
Layers of the heart? Chambers, there we go, layers. There.
Okay, great. All right, so can we go back to the left common carotid
arteries.
Carotid. Can you say it again?
Carotid.
Carotid. They chose a hard one for me.
That's weird.
What's weird?
It's not where I would think it is. Could be here. Left coronary, no.
Where do you think it would be?
Well, I would think it would be in blood vessels because it's a huge blood vessel. I checked arteries because it's also artery, but it's not there. Like I would personally put it in blood vessels because it's a huge blood vessel, or write it down as arteries because I'm not seeing it here. Oh, here we go. I just didn't see it. Left common carotid. There we go.
Okay.
So it is in blood vessels. I just missed it.
It's a pretty long list. Okay, so let's size this window halfway down. A little bit more. Sorry. Okay, and just pull it back. That's perfect. Okay, so now how quickly can you get out of this menu area? Back to like the full screen view of just the preview. Okay.
Might help if that's a little bigger though.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so one more. You're studying the apex landmark of the heart. Can you check your understanding of the apex in left lateral view?
Left lateral view. Okay, this is our anterior view. Left lateral, it's going to be looking at it from that way. So let's go over here. Apex of the heart, if I recall correctly, is like way down here. So let's check our landmarks here. Yep, there we go. Done.
Is that the left lateral view?
Well, it's anterior again. Left lateral, there we go. Right there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
That helps a lot. Do you like chocolate? Okay, so when you look at this, what are your first impressions?
As in what? What am I looking at?
Like,
I realize that it's highlighting the pericardium.
Okay.
And it's very specific. I like that actually.
Okay. Do you like? Is there anything you like, dislike about like the layout, design, colors?
No. I think it's the thing with the heart is that it's sitting in a separate pericardial sac.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I think, specific enough for their class.
Mm-hmm.
But to be completely accurate, it might. I think that's fine. Should be okay.
Okay. So can you identify what part of the heart it's trying to show you?
I'm guessing the visceral pericardium, or is it the fibrous pericardium? Because there's two parts of it. I'm just curious. Do you know?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but I can see what it is.
Okay, is there any indication on here that like tells you exactly what it is?
You mean like if I don't know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. All right, so can you move to the next section of the heart from here?
That section? Oh, just a different view. Oh, that's cool. Is it the next section?
Is it the next section? What do you think? Is that the next section? There's no right or wrong answer, just so you know.
I just don't know, like, what's section referring to? Like, because I think
The
of
next
sections
part
like
of the heart.
inner heart, outer heart, the
Uh-huh.
veins of the heart. So that's how I think of sections. But
Okay, so maybe that was worded kind of ambiguous. So would you consider that a different section than the one you originally looked at?
so right now we're looking at pericardium. So in my mind, I think the same section.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Pericardium
Mhm.
is just different layers.
Okay.
Okay. So like I'm looking at the same structure, just the different layers of the structure. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
a different structure would be like that. Like it's the apex, let's say.
Okay. So
Sorry, I don't know.
would you consider these different like parts of that section then?
Yes.
Okay. That's
So
probably
right now-
a better way to say it.
So right now
then.
I know I'm looking at like sections. I'm looking at different parts of the heart,
Uh-huh.
and specifically I know that this is the base. Okay, so like that's the body. The first one is the apex, but I know it's like how do I say it? I know I'm looking at different landmarks.
Uh-huh.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Okay, good. Awesome. Thanks. This is really helping.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This is the thing, is like this is designed for people like you. Maybe not necessarily you, but so like by you looking through it, it gives a computer science kid an idea of what makes sense to you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like it though. If I was to do something online,
it's
Yeah.
helpful to you. Or it
Yeah.
would be helpful.
in this, yeah, I don't know how deep they get into it.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because in mine, like this is two different things. In my knowledge, I know that this is the fossa ovalis, but this around it is the internal or interatrial septum. But I don't
Uh-huh.
think they talk
So you
about
know a
it
little
in
more
264
detail
or
then.
265. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So say you're working on studying for an exam,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just going over like reviewing. So right now you're not viewing the right part of the heart that you want to study. How would you, or can you pull up the left common, how do you say this one?
Carotid.
Carotid
I
artery.
actually just saw it. Let's see. It's over here. That's it.
Okay. Perfect. So you would just tab through and find
Yeah,
it.
well, I'm sure there's. I'm allowed to click this.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, this is what I would use if I'm looking for something specific. Let's say
Okay.
I want to look at. Yeah, the coronary arteries. Marginal posterior. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so how quickly can you... All right, actually, can you resize this window to about right here for me? Yeah, actually, let's do it a little bit further. Yeah, right there. That's kind of silly because it's so small. But, actually, can we go back out to the full... I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
And then let's open up the menu.
You
one
made
more
this?
time. No, I didn't. One of my classmates did. So,
What's up, Dallas?
let's resize it back down to where it was. Okay. And now, how quickly can you remove this menu? Okay.
Maybe if that was a little bigger.
Okay. All right, let's pull it back out. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so now you're going through your study guide and you need to be reviewing the apex landmark of the heart, but you want to view it in left lateral view. How do you go about that?
Lateral?
Mm-hmm. The left lateral.
Left lateral. Like that.
Okay, perfect.
It's pretty easy.
Is it pretty easy
It's pretty good, yeah.
to like navigate through or to understand what's?
Yeah, but you have to understand like how to say this in a nice way. People are dumb. Like, there's people that I'm sure you've met them. We talk about them constantly. People that go through school that just want C's.
Uh-huh.
And they don't necessarily care.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they aren't too intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to make it dummy proof. And this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
So what would you do to make it a little bit more?
Maybe if this was interactive.
Intuitive.
This.
Okay.
It's
What
like,
do you mean by
what if I'm just like, okay, I'm looking at it like this, and I see that's the apex, but as I'm looking at it, because during tests you can't move the heart, you can't move models and stuff.
Uh-huh.
You're not supposed to, and if it's on a cadaver especially, you can't really control what angle you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm like, okay, if I'm looking at it from this view, like what is this? And I can't, so I have to like look and I think, oh man, maybe it's an aerial.
Oh, I see.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can click on it, it tells me what it is, or at least maybe if I move over it. Does that make sense?
Like a hover kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because people are, like I said, dumb but also lazy. Like they don't want to maybe look through here.
Yeah,
They
and
try to be like,
especially if they
okay, it's
don't know
this,
it,
this.
maybe
Yeah.
it might be difficult for them.
Mhm.
Okay. Impressions.
It's colorful.
Okay.
I like the colors. Obviously I can tell that the blue things I've taken 264, but the blue I can tell is where I'm supposed to be focusing on.
Okay.
And I can tell that this is not what the heart actually looks like. I can tell that there are pieces that have been removed so that you can see inside of the heart.
Okay.
I can distinguish between the different layers of tissues. And like I said again, I can tell that this is where I'm supposed to be focusing.
Okay. All right, perfect. So, just given this, can you identify what you're looking at?
Apparently this is the epicardium.
Okay, perfect. So, that's good.
I think it might be more helpful though if it were to be on the page.
Okay.
But maybe as I go through, if I got used to this, I'd actually be fond of that maybe.
Okay. So, it's more like as you use it more learnability kind of thing. Okay, so can you move to the next part of the heart now?
Looks like it. Wait, did I see something? Let's find out. Nope, I didn't. I can.
Okay.
So I was focusing on this layer, but now I'm gone in, and so now I'm looking at the myocardium.
Okay, perfect. Great.
And also it looks like I can kind of play around with it, and I can see a deep view, superior and anterior. Okay, so this is the front of the heart, and now I can see the top of the heart. Cool.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to give you a scenario. Pretend like you're studying for a test on the layers of the heart. Actually, not the layers of the heart, just the heart in general.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that you're viewing the wrong thing, and you need to be looking at the left common carotid artery. What do you do?
Let's see. You're looking at the left carotid artery, so we're going to have some cardiac artery. We have coronary arteries. No, it's not there. Let's got some cardiac veins. It's not there. I'll find it eventually.
That's okay, I couldn't find it if I wanted to.
Conducting.
Well, I know where it is because I had everybody else do it.
Landmarks, not there, and it's not in the chambers. Blood vessels. This looks promising, but no.
See, this is good. It's not you, it's the interface that we're testing here.
Looks like I wouldn't be able to find it. But I might be able to look over here. Nope. Yeah, I don't think I can find it.
So so if I told you that it was there, what would you do next if you could?
I'd look through it again a lot slower. Or I would, Let's see. Chambers. I want to say it's an artery, coronary.
Left common. How do you say it again?
Carotid.
Carotid. It doesn't look like carotid at all. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it looks a lot like it.
Carotid.
Cardiac veins.
Hey, me marcaste.
Well, then I would start to get
No,
upset
man,
because I don't know where it is. Chambers, left carotid, common carotid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, left common carotid artery.
Oh, it's right there. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
If I know, yeah, I thought it was just called the left carotid artery.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no worries. I was looking for carotid. I would have seen it, but
Yeah,
okay.
entonces, mira, llega a
Okay,
la casa
so do me a favor,
Llega a la
leave that
casa
open and just
y
size
busca
this
a
window
David.
to about here.
y él te puede dar like y después ustedes pasan por mí. We're gonna leave.
Like
And
that?
you can actually leave it.
Así como a las 8:40 nos
tall.
vamos a ir a
Okay.
practicar un poco
Yeah,
para
let's actually
calentar.
pull it over just a touch more.
I like how it
Vale,
expands
pues,
and
oye.
Perfect.
like that. That's cool.
Entonces ahí llega
Okay,
a la casa y después
awesome.
ahí está
That's
David.
good to know.
Y
All right,
decide-
how quickly can you
decide
get rid
como
of
a las
this menu here?
Really quickly.
8:35 que pasen por mí, así nos vamos.
Like this whole
Oh.
entire
Vence.
menu.
At the
Okay,
fence,
gotcha.
he knows where we're picking
Okay. Was that difficult for
Right.
you at all?
No,
Bye.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's what I clicked on to get it to come out.
Okay. So is there anything, like, did you notice that this is
That it was
smaller?
there. Yeah, it's smaller. I noticed that there's not 3 lines
Mhm.
now. Now there's just 1. I think there was 3 before, but there's not as many lines now. Maybe making it a different color would be helpful.
Okay.
Like red or something. Something that's really like apparent. Like, hey,
To
I'm over
stand
here.
out. Okay, that's
And
good.
maybe some I've seen on some. They'll have it hanging over the edge of this little gray bar, and it'll have little lines on it as if it's like a real tab that you would pull down in real
Oh,
life.
I see, kind of like a grippy sort of
Yeah,
thing.
like a grippy thing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, this is great. You have all sorts of good stuff. All right, well, you just pull it back out for me, and I've got one more thing. So here's another scenario. So you're studying the apex landmark, and you want to be able to view it in left lateral view. What do you do? Okay, sweet. You are
So I
an
know it's a
awesome
landmark. I know it's the apex, and I changed the view.
user. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, for
You
sure.
have given me really great stuff. Well, not
Okay.
necessarily. All right. So, what are your initial impressions?
Well, I mean, it's very descriptive. Like, you see a lot of detail in the image.
So, like, what kind of feeling do you get about this application? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, do you like it? Do you not like it?
I mean, yeah, it kind of seems like the same to another program we have that we use in 264. So I like it because I like how it's actually highlighted and you can see the highlight, because sometimes it's really hard to see the highlight. So and the arrows really help out.
Okay, to show what you're looking at.
Exactly.
Okay, how do you feel about the layout, the colors?
I mean, the colors, yeah. I think everything looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so can you tell what part of the heart is being shown right now?
Well, I mean, it says right here, but I kind of guessed it was because it's the membrane that surrounds the heart.
Uh-huh. Okay, perfect. Okay, I am sorry to ask you, but will you point with the mouse too?
Okay,
when you're
yeah,
doing it?
sorry.
Just
yeah.
that way I know
Okay.
what corresponds with what you're saying.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, so I could see it
Yeah.
here, and so I could tell you could see here that it says what it is, but I kind of had the idea just because it was pointing to that thin membrane.
Uh-huh. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so can you move to the next part of the heart?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. All right, so I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
So you're studying for a test
Mhm.
that's going to be on the heart.
Okay.
And right now you're viewing this, but you are supposed to be in your list of things to study. The next thing is left common carotid artery. Do you know how to say that?
Carotid
Carotid
artery.
artery. Yeah.
Carotid artery.
Okay, so what would you do if you're on this screen and you need to be looking at the left common carotid artery?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would have a highlight. So I guess I would scroll until I would find it.
Okay, so
Could I-
go ahead
should
and do it as if you were in that kind of situation.
Okay. So you said it was the
The left common
left.
carotid
Yeah,
artery.
it's a hard word. Let's see. Carotid artery. There it is.
Okay. All right, perfect. So, what if I told you that you're wanting to look at the apex landmark of the heart in the left lateral view?
Okay. So I would go back. I'm pretty sure I saw the apex. Where is it? There it is. Okay, and you said in the left lateral. So up here there's tabs. So I would go there.
Okay. All right, perfect. Is there any way for you to view all that is in this interface, I guess? So like all
So
the different
see
parts
all the different
listed?
parts?
Yeah.
I would assume so. I don't know how I would go about maybe here. Ah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I was probing you towards that.
Okay. Okay. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, so let's go back to the left common carotid artery.
Carotid artery. Okay. Let's see. Trying to see, because this shows everything, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So let's see. Carotid. See, I don't know the heart really well, so I wouldn't really. How could I say this? I wouldn't really know, but
Where to look.
yeah, exactly. Where to look, just because of that. But we'll see. It'll show. Oops. Past it. So I would know now that it's in the blood vessels.
Okay, perfect. That helps a lot. That's something unique. Okay, so can you leave everything as it is, but resize this window down to about here?
Resize it?
Yeah, just grab it over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and just bring it over to here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so actually, can we pull it out just a touch more to
Okay.
here?
Yeah?
I know, it's kind of finicky. All right. So, how quickly can you get out of this menu here?
Right there.
Okay, perfect. All right,
That was it?
that's it.
Really? Wow, that was really quick.
Yeah. Oh, and now I only have a Snickers left. Do you like Snickers?
That's fine.
Okay. Oh, no, I don't. I have a Twix.
Oh, perfect.
better?
Even better.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, what
How
was
did
your
I-
name?
Jose.
Jose? Okay.
Yeah.
And Mallory. Thank
Mallory,
you.
nice to meet you, Mallory. How did the other guy do? Christian?
So it's actually not like a test,
Oh, it's not
About-
like a test.
like about what you know or
Exactly.
you
Is it like more
necessarily.
for accessibility? Is that what you're looking
Yeah,
for?
so there's like a lot of different. So this is what this class is all about. It's
Mhm.
like designing interfaces for users, kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And so the target audience or the user for this interface
Right.
would be the Annette and Viz students.
That makes sense. Like I really like the layout. I mean, the one we have now, like that one's really good, but I feel like this one's more. It's well laid out in a sense, and you can see it more. And yeah, I like it.
Uh-huh. Like it's clear.
It's
to
clear
you.
in a sense. Yeah, exactly.
If there was anything that like you could do differently, like to make it better, what would you do?
Like I would like to also see like different parts being highlighted because I feel that sometimes helps because you can see different things at the same time instead of having like see one and then like wait a minute, what was that, and then go look for it again. So like highlighting different areas.
So like for example, say if you like clicked on landmarks, it would show all of the different landmarks at once. Maybe is that kind of what
At
you're...
once, and it could be like yeah, exactly. So like you would press that, and it would obviously highlight it. But if you also want to see the interior surface, then you could see like the apex and the interior surface
Oh,
highlighted.
I
Does that
see.
make sense?
Uh-huh.
So like therefore, like you already know where you could see where the boundaries are, or you can see the difference in between. Because sometimes like they're really close in highlight, so you're just like you try to figure out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
What exactly it is.
Exactly.
Well, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.